teen when you were 2 years old. Would you understand? Probably not. It would be harder to believe if you found yourself begging in the very kingdom you were to rule. Well, this is just one of the many bizarre things that happened to me during my life. Today I will take you on the journey of my many hardships, conflicts, and accomplishments that define my life. During my early life, I experienced both hardships and success. I was born on December 26th, 1194, in Italy, and was the son of Henry VI and grandson of the renowned Frederick Barbarossa. Tragically, my father died when I was only 2 years old, and suddenly I held the grandiose title of the Holy Roman Emperor. When my mother, who was Constance of Sicily, died 2 years later, I gravely inherited the crown of Sicily at 4 years old. At her death, I was hastily placed under Pope Innocent III's guardianship, according to my mother's wishes. However, Pope Innocent III was primarily devoted to his work as the Pope, and bestowed little attention to my needs. Thus, I was neglected. I was left to wander the streets and even beg for food from time to time. I did not attend school. My sadness was unrivaled among my elite peers. One second. Despite my struggles, I resolutely decided not to give up. I earnestly learned how to speak 9 different languages, and I could write 7 of them. At 12 years old, I dismissed the regent who was above me and began to rule the Holy Roman Empire. At 14 years old, I took control of Sicily and was married at 15 years old in 1209. Pope Innocent III always made deals with me to keep Italy and Sicily together. In spite of my hardship, I was able to scramble above these challenges. I brazenly fought with many popes during my life. I wanted the church to return to poverty and simplicity. Personally, I thought the church was too wealthy, but the Pope found my ideas insolent. During my opulent coronation, I promised to send assistance to the Fifth Crusade and failed. I was rebuked by Pope Gregory IX for my supposed indolence. To make up for this, I decided to launch the Sixth Crusade. I astutely and capably captured Jerusalem in 1225 with no fatalities. At this point, you may think I was fatigued, but I was just getting started. I married Yolande, the daughter of the titular king of Jerusalem, John Benet. I made a 10-year treaty with the Sultan of Egypt. With this truce, I apprehended Acre, Jaffa, Sidon, Bethlehem, Nazareth, and large parts of Jerusalem. Unexpectedly, Yolande died in 1228. This did not stop me, and I crowned myself as the king of Jerusalem, ignoring the law. As a result, both the people and Pope Gregory IX scorned me. As I left Jerusalem, displeased peasants pelted me with fetid garbage and spewed insults. After the treaty ended, the Pope was angry because the Jerusalem's Dome of the Rock was left in Muslim hands. I was excommunicated twice, once in 1239 by Pope Gregory IX, and again in 1245 by Pope Innocent IV. Needless to say, I was not a favorite of many popes. My disagreements did not stop me from accomplishing a myriad of amazing feats. My court was embellished with exotic Norman, Arabic, and Jewish elements. I had an impeccable Arab chef and owned elephants, camels, and intrepid lions. I was a skilled horseman, a noble swordsman, and intelligent mathematician. I wrote a credible book about falconry. That's why I have the glove. About falconry, which has been honored throughout the ages. I hunted with treacherous panthers and leopards. The University of Naples was also benevolently founded under my direction in 1224. When Pope Gregory IX died, I was ruling Germany, Italy, Sicily, and the Holy Roman Empire. I neglected the Germans because of many wars. However, I brought reform, peace, and prosperity to Sicily through my virtuous code of laws, which are the best since Charlemagne. Sicily was my favorite kingdom because of its serene, warm climate and the Mediterranean coast. Many scholars gathered in my court, which caused the famous poet Dante to call it the birthplace of Italian poetry. I was proclaimed a Renaissance prince, and the people called me the first modern man. Even though my life was truly amazing, it would not last forever. I died on December 13th, 1250, when I was only 55 years old, from dysentery. I was buried in the massive Palermo Cathedral in Sicily. Bewildered, many people thought I didn't die for a century, making me 155 years old. During my life, I endured many prominent hardships, but tenaciously worked through them, accomplishing many great things. I was truly the Stupor Mundi. Who am I?
Who is he?
Who am I?
Who is he?
The amazement of the world.
Well,
Constantinople.
No.
Oh.